now let's crack on with my favorite part of the Smasher sessions, the student interview. So today we are going to be interviewing a young lady called Shali. And Shali is a student that joined the academy in May. She was selling just prior to joining, but she felt that her knowledge wasn't quite up to scratch and she wanted a mentor. So I think she attended one of my live webinars and then she decided to enroll. And you can see here, just over 3 months of selling, she posted a really awesome motivational post saying, guys, I've done it, 10K in just over 3 months. She's really over the moon. And then, this is something that we're going to talk about together. She's really, really good at positive mindset and motivational posts in the group and all stuff like that. And she said here, this is a really good thing. Keep trying and believe in yourself. 100% agree. I started with only a few £100 capital. If I can do it, you can too. How awesome is that? So let me now bring in the star of the show. If you just give me 1 second. Here we go. Shali, welcome. How are you doing?
Hello. I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome. I'm just going to move you up here so I can properly see you. So Shali, welcome to this month's edition of the Smasher Sessions, and congratulations on absolutely smashing it through with that 10K award. How did it feel when you kind of refreshed it on your phone and saw that you'd hit the 10K mark?
It just felt amazing. I think on that day, I was literally kept refreshing like 100 times. I knew I was going to make it on that day, just what time. I think I reached about like 9 o'clock. And so I did it. I was like, let me take a picture. So that's
I
why
know.
I sent it to you straight away.
I think you messaged me within, it's probably milliseconds. You're just like that. If you're anything like half the other members in the group, just addicted to checking your phone. How is your addiction to checking the Amazon app? Have you managed to wean yourself off it?
I'm getting better. I mean, before I had shopkeeper, I was literally checking it all the time. But since I
Yeah.
had that shopkeeper, because you have that ka-ching, that sound.
Yeah,
So it's
I
easy
remember
to
you saying
check
that. You were
it
addicted to
anymore.
the sound.
Oh, I loved it. And my kids loved it. Every time it goes ka-ching, they were like, Mommy, you made a sale. And then at the end of the night, they were like, how many have you sold today? So yeah,
Yeah,
we all love the sound.
I just for the benefit of those viewing, so Shopkeeper is like another app you can get on top of the Amazon one, and it's really good. It tells you your sales and your profit, and every time you make a sale, like Shali says, it does a little ka-ching sound. I don't actually have it running in the background because I think I'd be constantly listening out for it. But I can see how it's good with kids hearing that little ka-ching sound.
No, it just
So
freaks you out sometimes.
yeah. So, Shali, I was saying this on our kind of little debrief call before. One of the brilliant things about these Smasher sessions that I have with students is it allows me the opportunity to get to know students even more. Because we've spoken a bit on Messenger and email, but I've never really got to know the real Shali. So, yeah, let's start off kind of from the beginning. Like, where are you from? Were you working before Amazon? And yeah, just a bit about yourself.
Yep, and I am Chinese, and I was born in China, in Beijing actually, and I came to the UK when I was 17 just to do a degree. After finishing my degree, I had a couple of different jobs, but nothing really amazing. My first job was actually work at McDonald's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I worked there for a few years because when you graduate, you just needed the money, so that's what I
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
And then my second job was working in the office, but I was working like coffee girl and getting coffees and lunch like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I actually started selling on eBay when I was working in the office because I had a lot of free time.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like by chance started selling on eBay. And like I said, I didn't have any money back then, so I literally did like drop shipping without even knowing because I was like
Yeah, you're
making
one of the
people buy the
founders.
product first and then pay, the supplier in China, get them sent over. And I was quite lucky. The niche that I was in back then, it was quite unique, and there was nothing like in the UK. So I actually did pretty well. I think within few years, I started from with no capital. Then I made up to like £85,000 a year just in
Whoa,
sales on eBay.
just doing eBay, really
Just in
awesome.
eBay, yeah. And I had to become like VAT registered back then. So
Damn.
yeah, it was going well for a while. But then, as time goes along, there's more and more Chinese sellers start to appear on eBay, and then,
Yeah.
the sale just went down because you just can't really compete with them. Even though I'm Chinese, but I don't know
Yeah.
how to do it.
So
It's just
that's really interesting. So you have always been a bit of a hustler, a bit of an entrepreneur doing that. And yeah, I mean, that congratulations for that. That's fantastic being able to generate that. Was that all drop shipping, or were you posting anything yourself?
actually I posted myself. What I did was get make a sale on eBay, so people pay me, then I pay the supplier in China, so they ship the product to me, and then I ship it to the customer.
Oh, okay, so you weren't
Yeah,
shipping it
total
direct or
dropshipping.
whatnot.
Yeah,
So you must have had a lot of trips to the post office and quite a lot of
a
manual
lot.
stuff.
Yeah, literally over these years, because I'm still, even to this day, I'm still selling on eBay. So it's been about 16 years.
You can't get off it. So
No,
are you like a power seller or something? I remember when I used to sell on
yeah.
there. Are you a power seller?
Power seller. Yeah, all this year, always been a power seller. I think my
Awesome.
feedback has always been like 100%. I don't know. I just, yeah, managed to do that.
Oh, brilliant. Fantastic. So, okay, so you started on eBay and then you were telling me before this call, you then decided to start your own like brick and mortar business, like a shop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I did so well on eBay, then people keep asking me, can I come in to see your product? And so I started with a little unit just down the road, quite cheap, just a little room to start showcase my products. And
Yeah.
then progressed to have a 2 unit. And then a couple years later, when I was on my maternity leave, and there was a shop not far from me, and she was selling the shop, and they're actually selling the same product, not same, but similar products as I was
Similar.
selling
Yeah.
then. So my mom gave me some money, and I bought the shop. So I've been running the retail shop for about 10 years. Yeah. So
Have
that's my
you?
full-time
Okay,
job.
awesome. Yeah. So you are a true entrepreneur then. I'm sure there's so many tips that you could give me about, starting your own shop and real life business. But
You
if we
have
talk
to
about the
learn as you
online
go on.
world of business, so things were going well on eBay, things were going well in your shop, and what led you to, I don't know, discovering Amazon FBA and selling? Because you mentioned before that you used to hate Amazon. So how did that
Yeah.
come about?
I never liked buying stuff on Amazon because being on eBay, you see the difference. I mean, back then, all the listings, everything is so much better on eBay, and the things are still cheaper on eBay, some of them. And Amazon, I just don't get it why people go there. And I do ask people, why you buy from Amazon? They're just like, we just do. Um, it only started, I think, during the lockdown because the kids were at home. They're constantly breaking the keyboard and the gaming mouse, everything. And then when it's broken, they want it now. They want a replacement. And Amazon Prime is the only place that you can actually get things next day.
Yeah,
So
that's
that's where
probably
I
that's why
started.
Amazon's so popular, isn't it? Really,
That's
like
why,
the
yeah. That's
instant.
why I started looking things on Amazon. And literally my 12 years old boy, he was actually saying to me, "Mommy, could you check how much you can buy them from China?" So I was like,
Mm,
okay, let me check. And then I saw the price difference. I mean, being selling on eBay, I was thinking, oh my God, there's a lot of profit to be made. So maybe I should start looking into that. And
yeah,
I talked to my friend about it, and she sort of know about Amazon bit a bit. I think the Google must be listening to what we're saying, so things have a conversation. Every time you say
yeah,
on the YouTube, there's like Amazon FBA. So one day I just thought, let me just watch one video to see what it's about. And once I started watching it, I just couldn't stop. Literally, there was video after video after videos, and I was like so excited about it. So I said to my friend, I think that's my new opportunity. I'm
yeah.
gonna give it a try. Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I guess the main thing that probably would have appealed to you, in addition to like the huge amounts of traffic on Amazon, was the kind of passive nature, i.e., the fulfillment is done for you. So there's no trips to the post office. You don't have to be standing in a shop and all that. So, was that the main thing that appealed to you, or was there something else?
I didn't even know what passive means before that. It's a new
Now you've got it
new
like drilled into
vocabulary
the
for me.
brain.
Yeah. I think all these years I was so, trapped in my shop, my own, day-to-day job, and
Yeah.
then eBay. And you're busy. I was a single, no, I was a single mom as well. So you don't have time to learn new things, to, try
Mm.
to find out what it's all about. But now, I mean, during the lockdown, I had all the time after learning bit by bit from, the YouTube. I just thought maybe that would give me some more freedom
Yeah.
when we start selling at the background. Yeah. So that was
So
what I was looking for.
just to rewind back to the eBay thing. So if you're still doing that now, how does that work with you posting things? Are you like besties with the postman, or do they collect it? How does it work?
I still go to the post office, but these days I use a Hermes. So
No, do you?
this
Yeah.
one just down the road from me. You can go to the garage, use the locker thing. So you just go
And
there,
do you go
step
with
on
a
the
load
code.
of bags and they're like, oh, Shali's here again?
I do, yeah. When I go to the corner shop, every time I want to go in, I block the queue. It's a bit embarrassing, but
Oh, I know. I remember, I mean, when I was at university, I used to like sell things, whatever I could kind of on eBay. And I used to annoy so many people in the post office queues that just want to post like a little letter. And I'm there with like scanning all my parcels and
yeah,
stuff. So, yeah, I guess that as soon as you heard of Amazon FBA, you were like, wow, no more queues in post offices or anything like that.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
so one thing that I mentioned earlier is that you did actually start selling on Amazon FBA completely alone, and then you thought, I probably want to get a mentor or something. What was the thought process behind that?
I mean, at the beginning, I thought I was being clever. I thought, I managed on eBay all these shares, so I could do Amazon. That's not going to be a problem. And I watched so many YouTube videos. If I stuck, I can just follow that. But then as I started selling, I mean, the sales was there, but the reviews not there. And I know how important the review was. So, and at that time, I mean, after watching all the videos, it sort of gave me some ideas. I really want to learn it. I just want to, when I want to do something, I want to do it properly. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want to like start halfway or something. So I thought maybe it's about time that actually, put into action, just, learn something properly. And I didn't know about the course, but I was watching another guy's videos. He doesn't mention a lot. He was mentioning about your course. Say that's the best course to go for if you wanna do
oh, that'll
it.
be Darren, my man Darren.
Darren,
Yeah,
yeah, that's why I
yeah,
did the research on it, and then I saw an interview with BBC, and then
there
I
you go,
watched
celebrity.
the webinar as well one morning. I think I was half asleep when I literally signed up. I wanted to do it, but I need a little push. But after watching the webinar, I thought, that's it, that's me. I'm gonna sign on, and I
Yeah,
did.
and I think you were doing incredibly well before then, but if you kind of look at your sales on Amazon since joining, it's gone amazing. So yeah,
Definitely hard
congratulations
work.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got absolutely no doubt, Shali, that you're going to be knocking on the door of 100K and even bigger things. So yeah, watch this space, everybody. So you already had your product in mind. Did you have have you got like your own brand? I know you've emailed me on your business email before and it's got the
Yeah.
name of your business. Is that the brand that you're using for your
And that's
product
my
as well?
shop name. That is my
Yeah.
shop name. But I do have a proper brand name, which I've been using for years. But I never knew that I could actually have it registered as a proper brand name.
Yeah.
So I didn't know that till I started watching all this video on, about FBA. So I wish I knew a bit earlier because I've been using that name for years.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's because it's kind of quite an advanced thing to have, isn't it? And I guess one of the reasons that so many people on Amazon have it is because brand registry, you get the additional pictures, advertising, etc. But without that, there's kind of less of an incentive to get one. So I actually think that the trademark office should be incredibly grateful to Amazon for all the money that they've been, basically funneling their way. Because without that, I don't think as many people would be getting trademarks.
No, I've been
But
using
yeah,
the logo everything for years without knowing that I have to, get registered for that.
yeah, yeah. Well, now you know. So have you registered for brand registry now?
I have, but I've been waiting for 3 months, and I'm gonna chase it up next week.
Are you? So, I mean, look at the positive there. Brand registry has been proven to increase sales even more. If you're on that without brand registry and just, basic listing, I mean, this is something we're gonna come on to because you were messaging me the other day saying, "Oh, I launched a new product and I didn't even really do the listing that properly and it's selling really well." And I'm just like, how? How are you doing this? So you're some
Yeah,
sort of wizard.
I mean, I still haven't changed the listing. It's still really crap. It doesn't make any sense. It definitely look like some Chinese people doing it, although I'm Chinese. Yeah,
But
it's just
I think one of the
bad.
reasons that one of the reasons that you've seen such demand is because you found a really good niche that, I mean, we talked about this before, a niche that you're very knowledgeable about and that I guess people don't want to skimp on. Um,
Yeah.
if I'm just thinking which part I want to do first. So, yeah, your differentiation angle. Let's talk about that. Why do we think that customers come to you? You said to me that you launched with no advertising, which I'm very jealous about, and you got Amazon's choice within like a few days or a few weeks or whatnot, and it's just stuck, which is fantastic. Now, do you think there's like a particular reason why customers log on to Amazon and they choose your product? Like, how are you differentiating?
I mean, to be fair, my supplier is selling the same thing on Amazon as well, and
Yeah.
my product actually selling better than them, and they sell them cheaper. I think purely because I have it personalized, just a tiny little bit, make it a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I know the market, that's what people were looking for. And normally people will have it personalized, but you have to wait for a few weeks for it to be done. Whereas in this industry, in this market, sometimes people do things last minute. You just want it there and then. I think that's where my niche is, because it's ready made. It's what people are looking for, and people can get it, within a day or two.
Yeah.
And that's why it's selling well. And it's just a little bit different to my suppliers. Everything else is the same because I buy them from my supplier because the basic is the same. And all I
I
had was
think
just personal
I
message.
think that's really cool that I'm not sure cool is the right word, but really impressive that you're literally buying it from your supplier and they're competing with you. They're a lower price and you're outselling them. Have they ever said anything to you? They've been like, right, Shali, price is going up because you're literally doing us over on Amazon.
They did increase the price, but not by that much, only by 20p, but still, it's a bit. And
Yeah.
every time I go to collect my product, because they're quite local, and I can see them, there's somebody there dealing with all the Amazon stuff, and they do
Oh,
ask me,
really?
yeah, they do ask me where I'm selling my product, and I told them that I sell
And
them
they
on
don't know
Amazon.
that you sell on Amazon. Have they not seen that?
They do, yeah, they know. I told them that I sell it on Amazon because I knew that, they knew, so I didn't want to lie to them. I just said that's
Yeah.
what I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this the same supplier that you've had all these years doing on eBay?
No, it's totally different. This is
Oh, it's
totally
a different
different
one.
product compared to what I'm selling on eBay. I've never selling this product anywhere apart from in my
Oh,
shop.
right. Okay. So it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you really have, hit it out the park then. So you've got your existing products on eBay. And when you did Amazon, you went, I'm going to have a new challenge. I'm going to sell a new product. It's not even one that's eBay.
Yep.
You found a new supply this year, basically.
No, it's still the same supply because I had my shop for about nearly 10 years, and this particular product I've had it all these years, and it's
Ah, got it.
nothing special. And I sell them in my shop, but lots of time I give them for free.
Oh, no, Shally, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I gave them for free, so I didn't think, they were worth any money. So when I was doing my product research, like I said, I didn't want to, selling things from there to start with. I was looking on Alibaba as the same as everybody else, but it
Yeah.
didn't work out because I wanted to create a bundle, and I ordered quite a few different things, got sent from different suppliers just before Chinese New Year, and one parcel went missing, so I couldn't create my bundle because one's gone missing, and it was Chinese New Year, so I couldn't really replace my order anything. So at that time, I just look around. I was like, is there anything I can sell, locally or, instead of that? Because I didn't want to wait. I got no patience.
No, yeah, no, I
So
wouldn't
I just
either.
look at that product. I thought, let me just give it a try. It does take a lot of boxes. It's cheap to buy. It's easy to pack. It's local and everything, even though the search volume wasn't there, but I knew that's something people will buy. And worst
Yeah.
come to worst, if it doesn't sell on Amazon, that I knew that I will sell that in my shop or on eBay or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a good little backup. Yeah. So I'm really intrigued to know this, and I'm sure a lot of people watching are as well. How did you find your like UK supplier, and why did you, what made you choose them like as a final decision versus getting a supplier internationally, for example? Because I know you said the
Um,
cost is a bit higher.
and they're not that much expensive to be fair, because I found the same product in China, but obviously you have to go through the waiting process, and then you have to do the samples, everything. Whereas this product, I knew, what they are. All I need to do is just put a different logo on it. That's it. I found the supplier actually, I think at a trade show.
Oh, that's a
Um,
great tip.
yeah, actually that's the places that people can go to find their product, because I
Yeah.
have been to quite a few different like trade show. Have literally got quite a few different suppliers in mind that I could get other products from, and they might be tiny little bit more expensive than China, but
Mm,
if the profit's there, if the margin's there, and you don't have
exactly.
to wait for months for the product to get here, then maybe better to, go for something locally or even
That's
in the
great.
Europe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so trade shows, that's a really good tip actually. It's not something that
Mm.
I've managed to attend, I guess partly because of COVID and I don't have a car, so it's a bit trickier. Are these like the big ones in like Birmingham or is there one in
Yeah, London
Leicester?
or London. There's quite a few in London.
Right, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd be like really keen to go actually and just kind of have a chat. I thought that trade shows were predominantly kind of like established businesses wanting to sell their product to retailers, but you're saying you found your supplier there?
Yeah, they do sell things to retail, but they will sell them in bulk as well. So they will sell them in quantity. It doesn't matter how many you buy, for them is a customer. And
Yeah,
the more you
yeah.
buy, the cheaper you get as well.
Oh, awesome. There you
Mm.
go, Shali. You're teaching me things now. I think the next time you go to one, let me know, and
Yeah, just
I'll
search
see
on
if I can.
NEC. I think there's quite a lot going on at NEC when things opened up. And just
Yeah.
anything you're interested in, just go have a look. You do get really good products for quite good price. Yeah.
What I really would like to do, Shali, is just go to China with you and just have you by my side, and like we can go to like all factories, and I'd be like, right, tell him no, I'm not doing that. Negotiate him down.
Yeah,
So
definitely. But to be fair, it's sometimes good to be Chinese. But when I started searching things on Alibaba and I was sending a message in Chinese and I got blocked.
did you?
They
What they
wouldn't
were
talk
just like,
to
we're not
me.
dealing with a Chinese person.
No, literally, I got blocked a few times. So that's why now these days when I message them, it's English only. I wouldn't tell them it was
Really?
Chinese. Yeah.
That's
I don't know
unbelievable.
why. They just
What?
blocked me.
Yeah, maybe they think it's another supplier or something that's
Maybe
trying
like
to.
spy or something.
Yeah, I mean, do you have any suppliers now in China at all?
I do, yeah, for my shop because I do import things from China to sell in
Okay,
here.
and do you
Yeah,
like presumably you speak Chinese to those?
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
But I've
Okay.
been
So
working with them for years.
it yeah, it probably is something to do like a trust thing. Like, so anyone watching, if you speak Chinese, start off English, get your sample, and then maybe once they've kind of trusted you, that's when you can reveal that you're
Yeah,
fluent.
definitely. Otherwise, you get blocked. It was just like some really good suppliers, and I couldn't talk to them.
Unbelievable. I can't
Yeah.
believe that. So let's talk about the launch of your products on Amazon and kind of how that felt versus you having to go to the post office on when you were selling with eBay. So yeah, what kind of steps did you take for your launch, and yeah, how did it feel when you started getting those very first flurry of sales?
Because I didn't join the course back then, so I literally did my eBay way, just send things to Amazon and then let it happen itself. So I didn't do anything. There was like say no reviews, no PPC, and I think my first sale came through 2 days later, just one sale, and then 5 days later I had my second sale. So I thought maybe I need to run my PPC. So I did it
Yeah.
for one day, the 1st of April. I remember that day, and I did it, and I think I spent just over £3, and it got me 10 sales. Yeah,
I'm absolutely fuming at that. If I could get anywhere close to that, I think you messaged me earlier and said I looked at total PPC spend or advertising
yeah.
spend this month, and it was £3.16, and I got so and so sales. I'm just like, right, okay, fine, you're a
That's
PPC
literally all
wizard.
the sale. I mean, all the money I've spent on PPC ever on Amazon. I think I've done 25,000 pounds in sales now, but I
Yeah.
spent in total about £33.
It's it's a fantastic achievement, and as I was talking about prior to this call, there are a number of students in the academy that have done it. And prior to me teaching this, I didn't think it was possible. But I think it's in certain niches, where you've managed to differentiate, and maybe there's not so much competition.
Yeah,
It absolutely is possible, and it's
definitely. I
amazing to
mean,
see. It's
my
amazing to
niche,
see.
there was only 7 page, I think. I mean, for my product, it's probably just 2 or 3 pages, if that. So it's really easy
Really,
to, I mean, get to the front, I would think. Because my
just
second
you.
product, at least it didn't do anything. So now it's the first one, just under the ad. That's it. It's always been the
Is
first
it?
one.
And your
Yeah.
first product you launched when you were with the academy, is that right?
Um, no, the
I
first
think I
one
remember
was,
you. I'm sure I remember you saying like, "I'm just launching my second one" or something. Um,
yeah, the second one was a little bit, yeah, the second one is after I joined the academy. Yeah.
is
But
it?
the
Yeah. So
first
that
one
was
was
the better
before.
launch. You got the reviews, you smashed it, and you got a million sales, right?
Yeah, definitely. I say the insert card, that was like lifesaver. I
That's
only
it.
had
Yeah.
like, I had 4 reviews. That's when I had my Amazon Choice badge. I was so shocked. I literally only had 4 reviews and I got my Amazon badge, and I had it since then. I think it took me 5 weeks to get that. But
Did
after
it?
that, it's just been there forever.
Fantastic. I mean,
But
like I
after
say,
the
it's
Instacart from EU, like I always said to people, please make sure you do. And mine's not really even fancy either. I literally print it out on A4 paper and
oh yeah,
cut in
because you
half.
so are you printing it yourself and then cut it and then
I
you're
did
like, here
that,
you go.
cut in half and then put in the package. That's it, send it out. And then literally I got like lots of reviews after that. No
Yeah, do you know what though? I
5 stars.
think that's even though it's kind of a bit more budget, I think it's something that maybe customers like because they're like, oh, this is actually an individual person. And like one thing I've seen in another group before is somebody for their first order hand wrote like 100 like insert cards saying thank you very much for this, blah blah blah. I think Chris did it as well. Actually, he sent a
My
handwritten note
handwriting
to
is not that
somebody.
great.
Yeah, I mean, my hand would be aching, doing 100 notes, but it's if it gets you 50 reviews or whatever,
Yeah,
it's worth it. So,
definitely.
one really cool thing that you said the other day, and you say a lot of cool things, Shali. So, I was going through our conversation. I was like, oh, I should mention that. I should mention that. Is about the kind of business model and of Amazon FBA and what it's done for your confidence. Now, when you said this to me, I didn't realize that you were already an entrepreneur and that you had your own business and eBay and all that. But so what's interesting to me is that you're saying Amazon FBA, despite that, has opened your mind to the possibilities and all that. So what kind of led you to think that, and how has it changed your perception of creating other online businesses?
I think with Amazon, like say, I didn't even know what the word passive means before Amazon, and now I knew. And once you had Amazon start running at the background, I feel like it gives me more freedom. I mean, money does buy you freedom. I
Yeah,
mean, before, like I said, you always trapped into your normal day-to-day job. You never had time to do anything else. But now, once you have a little bit more extra income at the background, you actually can free yourself to learn some new stuff, to improve yourself. I mean, when I was married before, every day, you just husband, kids, work, and that's it. And now, when I'm single and I had extra income, I feel like I don't really need to worry that I have to work every single day to make sure my
yeah,
bills are paid. And when I'm watching some video, learning some other things, actually Amazon is making money for me. I just
yeah,
think that give me the freedom. And when you have freedom, you learn more new things. You feel more confident in yourself because you have more knowledge. I mean, I haven't learned that much things that much stuff since I graduated from university. I mean, at my age, you felt like your life, that's it. You just waited till you get retired. But it's not.
yeah.
There's so
No,
much
no,
that
no,
you
definitely
can learn.
not.
And
Definitely
literally, I
not.
learned so much about, Amazon, about literally lots about finance as well. People about talking about financial freedom, things like that I didn't know about. But now you have the time, you have the freedom, you have a little bit extra money, then you can actually start thinking about things like that.
Yeah,
So
love it, love it. So you're a
yeah,
massive advocate of the passive income business model, and now you're
I
looking
do.
for
I watch
additional ways.
everything, whenever I got time. But I don't have time. The only time I got to watch anything is, in the morning when I'm doing my makeup, and when I'm in the toilet, when I'm in the shower, when I'm eating my
So
food.
you've got me on
Literally,
YouTube. I hope.
I do literally. When I'm cooking, that is literally the only time I got time to
Yeah,
watch
yeah, yeah.
anything. I
Do you
don't
know
have
what
all
though,
the energy
Shelley?
to sit and watch it.
It's so impressive that you've got your own business, you've got eBay, you're a single mom with is it 2 kids you've got,
Yeah.
and you've managed to pick up Amazon FBA as well in the time, and that just shows just that if you want it bad enough, you can do it with all those circumstances, and then once you've kind of worked for it and got it, you can just leave it in the background. Because I think you mentioned earlier when I was saying what kind of takes it the most time, and you said, well, Amazon FBA, I literally parceled the load off a couple of weeks ago and I haven't done anything since.
Yeah, I think it's been 3 or even 4 weeks since I actually sent anything to Amazon. It just because I mean I spent good like 2 or 3 days doing everything because I wanted to have some time off, and then I did it with my kids. Literally, I make them do the work with me, and I pay
You
them
don't
like
pay them.
yeah, I pay them 5p per item.
Oh, generous.
Yeah,
I'll have to
I
come
did.
round.
Yeah, I did pay them, so they have some extra money. They are happy as well. But that actually teach them something. So,
Yeah,
when I buy the McDonald's, I say to them, what pay for the McDonald's? They will say Amazon. I say, yeah. You see, we work hard, then we get the treat. We get whatever we want.
Yeah. And I bet
Yeah,
it's awesome to see in your kids. I know Sam, who's on, her daughter set up a Shopify store. And I think Dean as well has got kids. And yeah, I mean, I don't have any yet, but I can imagine it's awesome to see the hustler in your child as they're kind of growing
yeah,
up and you're like, yes, passive income and all
definitely.
that
I
stuff.
wish I knew, when I was younger. So it's good to give them that sort of education, when they were young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. We are just getting on a bit for time, and I want to ensure that the people watching have time to ask questions as well. Before we did that, I want to just do a quick share my screen quickly for something that Shali taught me. Shali, my mentor. So just give me. I'm going to put us both on, so you can see that. There you are with your 10K. So let's go. So this is something that I did that came from Shali. So for those of you that have been in the academy for a while, or you've seen my previous videos with George and Taylan, so I think it was Taylan had the idea of sending his supplier some chocolates and flowers in order to, bond and build a relationship. And then George sent something else, which unfortunately got lost. And then in one of the sessions, Shali said, because I basically said to everybody, I don't really know what to send because my supplier's a guy. I don't want to send him flowers. I give him the wrong idea. And I'm just struggling. Any ideas? And Shali was saying, I'm Chinese. They will freaking love like British sweets, chocolates, whatever. So on the left here, I went to Sainsbury's that very week. I spent about 20 quid. I just was grabbing everything I could. There was Pringles in there and all sorts. It took so much of my effort to not eat all of that stuff. When I got back, it was just staring at me. And I got that card as well and sent it. And the reaction from my supplier, don't think I didn't put it, but it was amazing. He was like so incredibly grateful. And he said, I've given it to all the engineers and the girls in the office especially liked it. So I was like, yes. And he said, that's really appreciated. And, that cost me 20 quid. And to post it, it cost me about 8. And my supplier is an absolute legend, and he do so much for me. And I think it's because these little things, I always show how grateful I am, etc. And that idea there came from Shali. And I think you said here when I posted this, you said it's a Chinese culture. Everything gets done at the dinner table. If you feed
Yeah,
them well, get them drunk, you're guaranteed a smashing price. So there you go. It's a
definitely. Yeah.
fantastic tip that came out on this session. And I haven't actually met mine yet because of COVID, but I'm 100% going over to see him, and I'll go and get him drunk and see what he can see what he can do for me when he's
It's
drunk.
definitely, if
I'll
you
say
know, everything
price.
goes down at the dinner table. So if you have a good crack, have a good drink and the food, everything together, you probably can get a really good price. And
Yes. So
yeah, friends forever.
so Shali, so you're from China, from Beijing,
Yeah.
and so yeah, you left when you were 17. So you obviously got a really good understanding of Chinese culture and how they think. So have you got any like solid tips for us watching on things we can do to hustle and things we can do to basically improve relationships and the success of our businesses?
Um, try to think.
So
Um,
you mentioned the food thing. So you said they really like, is it like British sweets and chocolate that they like?
they do, yeah, the chocolate, coffee, and biscuits. Like sweet, definitely. But in the summer, I don't send any chocolates because it's too hot there. So
And when is the
biscuits
summer?
and sweet. Summer is like our summertime, the same
Oh, is
time,
it?
but
Okay.
so
So
much
I made that
hotter.
mistake then.
So much hotter. So just like normal sweets and biscuits, that will go a long way.
Yeah.
And I think just be nice. But when you negotiate, I mean, you normally tend to get quite a lot of good discounts when you order more quantity. So when you start, when you start conversation, just tell them you're going to order, for example, 5,000 to start with. Then you
Right.
probably get a really good price. And then tell them maybe you only just want to try
Actually, that
it.
was a typo. It's 50.
Yeah, or just tell them, you have to tell you bought a little bit, so you need to negotiate. You definitely try to negotiate. Don't take the first price because there's always a lot, leeway to play with.
Yeah. So
But with
that's a really good tip. And in terms of negotiating in general, is there anything to be aware of, like in terms of being polite and not being offensive? Because I've seen a couple of things before that says when a supplier gives you a price, they expect you to negotiate, but you don't want to be disrespectful. Or is there anything that you can share there?
not really. I think it's like so Chinese culture. You do negotiate. So
Yeah.
just don't expect the first price you get, that is what you're going to get. So you just negotiate. It's not going to offend them anything because they expect you to do that. And
Good.
if you don't do it, then you're actually losing out.
I'm glad you said that, because I always try it, but then I worry that I might annoy them, if I over negotiate. But my
No, just
strategy
say
is
in a, but just say in a cheeky way. Don't say it too serious, something like that, jokely. Then, they will joke with you because Chinese people are not that serious at times. And they
yeah,
like
yeah.
people, more relaxed rather than being really serious, like business, typical business person,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good tip. And I know one thing that definitely Amazon FBA and selling online from Chinese suppliers has taught me is, get your order in prior to Chinese New Year. So
Definitely.
when do you recommend that people think about ordering in order to miss the Chinese New Year rush?
You have to order, I would say, at least 3 weeks before the Chinese New Year break up. Because the manufacturer, they actually start breaking up about 2 weeks before. Some
And
of them
when is it?
about
Is it
3 weeks.
February?
You change it every year. You're gonna have to check it online. You literally change it every year. So to play
Okay.
safe, you need to literally have them send your product out maybe 3 to 4 weeks before Chinese New Year. And they don't
Really?
just expect they're gonna go back to work straight after Chinese New Year. It doesn't work that way. I mean, they normally wait for another quite a few weeks to actually fully back to work. So there's
Because they all get
massive
so.
gap.
Because this is one thing that's always been very new to me. So basically, how it works in China is people from the villages and smaller towns go to the bigger cities to work, and then in the holidays they all go back.
That's right.
Is
Yeah,
that?
that's how
But
it
you
works.
were
Yeah.
originally from Beijing, so were you kind of? Was it a bit rarer?
Yeah, I don't go anywhere. Like, people from London, you don't go anywhere. That's where you, that's where you're from.
Beijing,
But
straight over.
that's right. Yeah, it's definitely right. People from small village go to big city or big places, to work. So after Chinese New Year, sometimes people don't go back. They probably find some better job locally or even less pay, but at least they don't have
Oh,
to travel.
really?
So factories always struggle with workers after Chinese New Year. So you have
Yeah.
to take that into consideration. Just don't think straight away, I think they say 2 weeks. Don't think after 2 weeks they'll be back to work. No, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
to
Fair
plan
play.
ahead.
I
Yeah.
think it's always a bit of a headache for us in the UK, isn't it? Because we've got
Mm,
Christmas, and then as
yep.
soon as that's over, then you've got to think about Chinese New Year, and then I mean, last year was a disaster because of COVID,
Yeah,
everything being shut
definitely.
for so long.
I
So,
mean, even now they're still suffering with COVID. I mean, at the minute, I was talking to my factory. They just they haven't got enough worker to do things because sometimes they have to work to a different factory to make things, but the other
oh
factory
really?
hasn't got enough workers, so it affecting the final product. So
Yeah,
even these days, and the China is really strict with COVID. If there are 2 or 3 cases, they actually get things shut down straight away.
yeah, I know. I mean, we saw that, didn't we, when it kind of kicked off? So,
Yeah.
have you been over to China to meet your suppliers?
I have, yeah, I actually met them years ago, and again, we went out for meals and all that.
Did you?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
did
definitely
like
need to
a
get some
couple.
tips from you then on where to go. And
That's
did you, yeah, when you went over there, did it help with, like, I don't know, price discounts and
It
whatnot?
definitely helps. I mean, they saw in person, then you give them a bit more trust as well. Because with my supplier these days, I do order quite a lot of stuff from China, and I don't pay them till a month or two later. And I
Really?
think there
Awesome.
was sometimes I could be earning them like £20,000. And I just said, just give me some time to sort the money out, and because I need to get people pay me first, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah,
okay
yeah.
with that because they knew who you are, they met you in person. So that
So they'll
helps
do
in the
it.
long run.
Do you know what though? My supplier, or one of them, used to be really strict and say you need to pay 30% now and whatnot. And one time I was waiting for Amazon to pay me, and I said, please, can you dispatch, because I just don't have the funds at the moment. I'm waiting for Amazon. And he said, look, I'm really sorry, but we can't. But that was about a year ago, and since then, I speak to this guy pretty much every day on WeChat, and since sending him the gifts and all stuff like that. I put an order in now, and he's just like, yeah, we'll do it. And then, like, he says, oh, by the way, this is the balance outstanding, and he's already sent it. So it really does pay, doesn't it, to build that
Yes,
relationship?
like once you have that trust, then Chinese people, they're really good.
Yeah.
When you struggle, they will help you. They're not there to say you have to pay, and they will help you through, the hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, okay, Shali. So I want to give the people viewing just a bit of an opportunity to ask you some questions. We've got some good questions here. So can you see that on the screen? So Martin's saying, well done,
Yeah.
Shali, brilliant, and Christina as well. So we've got a Mr. or Mrs. Facebook user who said, with your shop, eBay and Amazon, do you also have your own website selling your products as well?
I did try, but it didn't work as well because the price I'm selling in my shop a lot higher than whatever I want to sell online. So I make more profit in the shop. So I tend to just sell my product in the shop, and then
Yeah.
whatever's on the eBay stay on eBay. Because eBay, everybody looking for a bargain. I just can't sell them for the same price.
Yeah, and I guess that's the upside to selling on Amazon, because people there are kind of less thinking like about need to get cheapest price possible. Doesn't matter about the quality. They're more
Yeah.
interested in, does it look good? Is it going to last, etc., etc. So basically, you're just relying on eBay, Amazon, and your shop. You don't really need to bother yourself with the headache of a shop, I guess.
I do lots of things. I mean, for me, it never bothers me. I do lots of things. I always tend to do more. Even though I got eBay, Amazon, I'm still doing Etsy as well. And I
Oh
do a bit
yeah, yeah.
wholesaling. Yeah, I do wholesaling as well. So literally, my phone never stops. I got emails,
You're an absolute
calls every
hustler,
day.
aren't you?
Yeah,
You're unstoppable.
I don't know if
And
it's a Chinese thing. I mean, I like working hard, and you get all the rewards in the end.
I
When
love
I
it.
can go on
I love it.
holiday or
And
even like gift
the
you a
work
meal.
ethic
So
is, I mean, and look, it's the rewards are, so you can see the rewards, can't you? The fact that you
yeah.
put all that effort in, you've got your own business, you've hit that 85K in your first year of eBay, and you've got the 10K club. Like you can see that that you work very hard. So congratulations again. So guys watching, if you do have any questions for Shali or for myself, just pop them in the comment box below. Otherwise, I'll just kind of continue with my own. But I want to give you guys an opportunity to learn more from Shali. So again, Mr. and Mrs. Facebook user, how do you customize the products by yourself?
Because I knew my product well and I knew the market. I knew there is a little niche that I can do. I knew people were looking for some personalized, product in that niche. So that's when I saw the opportunities. And all I did was just find some guy on Fiverr. Literally cost me £5 to have a message made, customized, and double check with my friends. They said, yeah, you look okay, and that's it. £5 later, I got a new logo printed on my product. So that's it.
Awesome.
It wasn't that
And
hard.
do you print the logo, or do you get your supplier to do it?
My supplier did it. It cost 20p extra. That's it.
Did it? And there you go. And
Yeah,
it's probably allowed you to charge even more than 20p. So it's,
yeah.
the
I
power
said the good thing with
branding.
buying local is I don't need to worry about running out of stock because when I sent the first batch I sent to Amazon was only 100 units, but since I started my PPC just for that one day, and I started selling like 10 units a day, so it was running out. So I said to my supplier, could you get me some a bit quicker? And they actually got another 100 down for me in a day. So the
Did
following
they? And
day,
you were
yeah,
like straight into Amazon.
I straight in because it's local, so I went to collect it, and the next day it was, sent out to Amazon. So that's a good thing about buying things local, or in the UK, or even in
Yeah,
Europe. Probably only takes you a few days rather than a few months.
definitely a massive benefit. I mean, I've had some good shit from China last week by air, and it's taking a bit longer than usual. And I said to my supplier, "What's going on? I want to be selling." And he said it's because it's building up now to the fourth quarter, so stuff isn't as quick as it could be.
Yeah,
So very very jealous of you with the UK supplier. We've got another anonymous. How do you know when and where trade shows are going to take place?
you just need to keep checking on the website. If you check NEC, and every time they have a trade show, they will show there. So just whatever you're interested in, and you can get registered.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that if you have to be LTD company, but everybody I believes on Amazon is, has got a company, so you can get yourself registered pretty easily.
yeah,
Just
and
search on
there's
Google as well.
yeah, Google. I think wherever you're based, there'll be like a big exhibition. So in London, it's the Excel Centre,
Yeah.
and then yeah, Manchester NEC. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a central trade show website. I'm going to have a look after this actually to see when the next one is around here. I'm not sure if COVID has changed it somewhat. Okay, so Christina's asking, how did you manage to start your business with just a few £100s?
You mean by the Amazon or eBay?
Well, was it your eBay one? I guess because were you buying such small quantities of stock that
Yeah,
you
I
were
mean,
able to
my
do that?
product only cost me like £3 to buy. So my first batch of product was only cost me £300. So that's it. That's all it cost me, and the
Yeah, that
£3
is
for
just
PPC, so nothing really.
Yeah, it's just finding a low cost product, isn't it, really? I mean, I'm going to put
Yeah.
you a bit on the spot here. If you don't know it, just say, I don't want to get your calculator out. Do you know roughly your profit margin?
It is on average about 35. It shows on
35%.
the
Okay.
shopkeeper. Yeah, I checked it.
You knew I was going to ask that, so you calculated it, didn't you? Because you
No,
said
I
to
do
me
check
before, I
it
don't
every
know
day.
my figures.
Yeah, so it's about 35%, which is I think it's quite good.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
good. I mean, is it? I'm actually quite intrigued to know this. As somebody that has their own retail shop, do you find that your margins are a lot lower in the store after you've taken into account rent and overheads, etc.?
Um, Depends on what you sell, because I do have some quite expensive products to sell. So
Oh, do you? Okay.
it doesn't bother me that much. And compared, I
Yeah.
mean, my rent compared to what I'm selling is not that much, to be
Oh,
fair.
is it not? Okay, it's still
No.
fairly small
Yeah.
thing. Okay. So Christine's asking a question about what makes a listing stand out and how you can make PPC work for you. So, I mean, from my
That's
perspective, having a listing that stands out is literally just, telling the customer in black and white why they should be buying from you, what makes you so special, what makes your product special, etc. And Shali, I haven't looked at your listing before, but I'm guessing that, the reason that people like the listing so much is probably because it's a bit of a unique product that's got that personalization. Do you mention that you've got a UK supplier or it's made in the UK?
I just put on UK seller. I say made in UK. I mean,
Yeah.
it is printed in UK, not really made in UK, but I don't think people really care
Yeah,
that
yeah,
much.
but it's more made in the UK than mine is, for example. I mean, for me, on my listing, literally, I've got an entire image dedicated to it. I've got bullet points dedicated to it, and I've got an about me section in the description that says we're UK based, we're small, etc., etc. And it goes a long way. I get so many reviews that say really glad to be supporting a British seller. I even get emails from customers just like, I love your product. I'm really happy that I supported you, etc. And people, they want to support home businesses, and they know that it is, originally manufactured in China, but
Yeah.
I say designed in the UK because I designed, everything, the logo and all that. So that's a little
Yeah.
tip for you, Christina, just drilling down on what makes you different, versus others. So, Mr. We've got another Mr. and Mrs. Facebook. Where do you buy in the UK? So, I think let's just rephrase the question. Like, how did you find your supply? Did you say it was literally just Google?
My supplier, like I said, I found them in a trade show, and
Oh, sorry, yeah, you did say
yeah,
that.
the trade show,
Yeah.
that's it.
And have
But
you found any suppliers before from, I don't know, other methods? Because so your eBay, is that all the same supplier as well?
with eBay, I sell everything. I do sell some certain things from my shop, whatever I try to clear. So all the clearance stuff does go on eBay.
Yeah.
And then I do buy, random stuff from China as well. Whatever my kids say, get me this, get me that. So I always get quite a bit and then just sell them. I mean,
Yeah.
for me, it's not all about how much money you make. Even though I only make £1 or £2, I always say to my kids, that's £1 or £2 that we don't have. So
Yeah.
don't think you have to make £100 to feel like you're making a profit. £1, £2, you'll build up. So even though I'm doing quite a lot of everything, I still encourage my kids to sell things on Vinted for like a
Absolutely.
£1, £2 there.
That's exactly my mindset as well. I do get a fair few people sometimes wanting to join the academy, or just communicating on the group. And I say, they say, I want to do Amazon FBA. I want to be earning £10,000 a month. And I'm just like, look, where does that figure come from? Are you genuinely telling me that you wouldn't, be interested in selling, I don't know, 500 products a month for a pound profit? That's 500 quid extra a month. Like, that's a holiday, that's going out for dinner once a week, etc., stuff that you can't do now. And it does build up.
Yeah,
Every little helps, right? I think it's great that you're telling
exactly.
your kids that as well.
I do. Yeah, at least I encourage them to do anything. I just say don't and never look down on a little bit money. Every little money that helps. I mean, there's
Yeah, you're
lots of
like, there's
people have
one
no
penny down
money.
there, pick it up.
Yeah, but I just want them to be appreciate of things. How hard we have to work to make things. I mean, to make money to get things. So
Love
no,
it. Absolutely love it.
for granted.
Okay, so we are running slightly over time. I don't want to be running into people's dinner time, etc. So we'll just have we've got some really positive comments for you here, Shali. So I encourage you after this just to look through them and see loads of people, just echoing what I'm saying, which is you doing fantastically well. So the final question, Facebook user, did you use any search tools in research of your product? If so, did all the numbers, were they showing potential, or did you just go for it?
I did use a Helium 10 when I, decided to go for my product. I did went through the figures, but it wasn't good at all. I said today when I was searching for it, the search volume was only 86.
Was
So that was
you
not good
started doing
at
it?
all. Yeah, but and I didn't mind that, the search volume was like 86. I'm still selling like 10, 20, a day. For me, that's the money
Yeah,
comes in.
that makes me think possibly you used maybe the wrong keyword, or you've just got really high conversion. I mean, in the course, I say, you really should be looking at 800 to 1,000, but that is not meant to be prescriptive. Like what I'm teaching you guys isn't like hard set rules, and Shali's has proven that if you've got a really good feeling about a product, you think it's differentiated, it's customers want it, then when it comes down to set numbers, like I think you can be a bit relaxed. But so
I mean, like for me, the only reason I went for my product, like I said, is because I knew that I wasn't going to lose any money on it. Even though it didn't work on Amazon, I knew I could sell in my shop, I could sell it on eBay or on Facebook, one way or
you got
another,
backup
they're going to
plans.
get sold. Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
want to risk losing my money.
Yeah. And how many did you order for your first? Did you say 100?
Just 100, yeah. Only cost me £300. That's it. And they
Okay,
got sold
yeah.
literally within, a couple of weeks, if that.
Well, if you can find a supplier, that does that, I think it's great that your supplier did. If you can find one in China or whatnot. I mean, this is something I guess I do touch on in the course about test orders, where you can, say to your supplier, can we just do 100 units and you don't need to brand it and stuff. I think that they'd be more open to doing that than doing the full works of private labeling and all that jazz. If it helps get your confidence up and test the waters, then so be it. So
I think a lot of people don't have that much money to start with. So maybe it feels safer. I mean, it felt safer for me to go for a small amount, because even though I lost, the money, it wasn't that much.
yeah. Fair. Well, and look, the risk or whatever, the calculated risk, it paid off. You've done incredibly well. And as I said at the beginning of the chat, I've gotten absolutely no doubts that you'll absolutely blow through the 100K mark. The fact that you've done that 10K with no PPC. And I think you said the other day, didn't you? You said, can I have a 20K award as well?
I did, yeah.
So you're already knocking on the door of 20.
Yeah, it gives you
So
a lot of motivation. I think you just, all the hard work that you've done is paid off. So I think
yeah.
you
Well,
got
wait till you get that
reward.
100, because the 100K is amazing. I want to put one on my wall. It's you'll look at that, and every time someone comes around to your house, they'll go, "What is that?" And you'll go, "Well, I'm kind of a big deal online. I'm a bit of a celebrity." But Shali, I've said this numerous times now. Honestly, massive congratulations. It's been an absolute pleasure to chat to you today. You're a real superstar. You've taught me a load of things. I'm sure you've taught everyone in the group as well about the importance of hard work and determination, and that it's anything is possible. So before we do log off and I'll let you go off to attend to your children who are locked upstairs, was there kind of any final words like to do with the mindset that you maybe want to say to the group, just to keep going, don't give up?
It's definitely, you just have to be, positive. There's going to be, lots of things happening in life that you feel like you can't deal with it, but you can. You just literally have to push yourself and believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then good things never going to happen. I mean, I've been through quite a lot, every single step. You just go for it. And that's it.
That's it. That's the
Yeah,
ticket.
hard work hard, definitely. Don't be lazy. And
I
don't
bet
be
you're the best
negative.
mum, giving your kids little pep talks like, you will work hard, you will do this
I
for
literally do. Even
5p.
when I'm driving, driving them in the car, I give them like a proper speech about Amazon, about everything, how to
Yeah.
be better in life, how to do better in life. Constantly
Awesome.
talking. Yeah.
Well, I've said this a number of times now, and I'm definitely going to be doing it now that COVID's done, but we're going to be having a Smasher meetup as soon as my diary allows. I'm getting married next month, so it might be a bit tricky, but I'm really looking forward to meeting you, Shali, and getting that positive energy from you, because you've got such a good energy about you, and it's motivating me now to go and do amazing things. So thank you,
Definitely. Just
Shali.
get up
Thank you for
to
your
the vision.
evening. And yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you do have any other questions that you didn't get time to ask, pop them in the comment box, and Shali and I'll take a look after. But yeah, thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evenings and speak soon.